Today on Ballistic Barbecue, I'm going to be cooking up the Polish boy sandwich out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's get going. A couple days ago, I was online. I was in the mood to do a hot dog video, so I started doing some research. I wanted to find like an iconic hot dog, a famous hot dog, something I haven't done yet. I found an article on the top 10 hot dogs in the US. Of course, there are zillions of top 10 opinions, I guess. One of the hot dogs that came up was called the Polish boy. So those of you in Cincinnati, Ohio who are familiar with this, do you think it's a hot dog or not? I don't know if it is or not, but it has a sausage on it. So let's call it a hot dog video. But anyway, it's very interesting. It's kind of on a hoagie roll. It's got a Polish sausage on it, like a kielbasa. It's dressed with a coleslaw, French fries, and barbecue sauce, of all things. It just sounds really interesting, very textural. And I love Polish sausage. I want to try this thing out. And we're going to cook it up on a Lone Star Grill, smoker and grill. I've got it all set up and ready to go. Let's kick this off with a very unique slaw dressing. And I've modified this just a little bit, but it was on Spruce Cooks, I think is the, I'll post the name where I got it. It was a blog. The reason I chose this is it's more mustard forward, this dressing. And I think for like this type of like a sandwich, that might be where you want to go, you know, like that kind of mustard forward. If not, just use a traditional slaw recipe. And I'll post another slaw recipe down below this one in the description box of the slaw recipe that I used for like Coney dogs. Anyway, let's kick this off. Going to add 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Spruce Eats, I hope it's Spruce Eats. He was using like a champagne vinegar. I wanted to use apple cider vinegar because I love that, you know, with like a salad dressing. 3 tablespoons of yellow mustard. My wife looked at this, you know, I wrote the recipe out, and she's looking at me prepping all the ingredients, getting all the ingredients together. She goes, "That's a slaw dressing?" Yeah, it is. It is a slaw dressing. I think it's going to be really good on a hot dog. 2 tablespoons of mayo. One tablespoon Worcestershire sauce. Another reason I wanted to use this, 1.5 teaspoons salt. Stir this up. The original recipe did not say to use a plastic fork, but that's what I'm using. Probably a little whisk would work a little better. Those of you may have heard of what a Santa Ana wind is. We're having those right now, which is why I have the little caterpillar here. But normally our winds come from the west, and during the Santa Ana season, they'll blow in from the desert, from the east, really hard, and it's a warmer wind. That looks good. I'm going to add a little pepper. So I didn't make this before. This is the first time. Let me try this. Whoa. Definitely mustard forward. There's definitely a nice vinegary bite. I think it's going to be really good for a sandwich. I think this would be good on a pulled pork sandwich just because, you know, you've got all that acid in here to cut through those rich, fatty flavors. All right, let's make this up. All right, so here, this is probably around 9 ounces of just pre-chopped up, you know, bagged coleslaw mix. Going to use the whole thing. I just wanted enough to make sure I coat all the, yeah, and this is enough. So that was enough for, like I said, around 9 ounces of the pre-cut coleslaw mix. I think this is going to be good. I'm very optimistic about this. I don't know if I'd want this for just a regular, you know, if I was having coleslaw as a side, but I think for a sandwich, this is probably the way to go. Especially, like I said, like on pork and these you know, these kielbasas are huge. I mean, just very fatty, rich. Okay. I like it. I think this is good. All right, so I have the LSG all ready to go. I've got I'm using peanut oil today in the fryer for the French fries. That's ready to go. I have the potatoes cut. So before I forget, I want to go ahead and drop those fries, and I may just double fry them, kind of get them going a little bit now while I'm cooking the sausage up. Then we'll hit them again right before, you know, we're ready to prep this dog up. Let's go. Oil's running at around 350 degrees, and like I said, these are freshly cut potatoes here, russet potatoes, and I like to leave the skin on. So I'm using the Lone Star Grill's laser cut stainless steel grates here. Then right here I have the plancha. I'm gonna use this to toast the buns. Let's get these sausages down. As far as the fries, I'm gonna go ahead and raise these now. I'm just gonna leave them in the basket. I'll drop them again as we're getting closer to finishing the cook here. And I'll make them nice and crispy. All right, these things are looking good. Get some nice color on them. Skin's getting really tight. These are natural casings. I have here some deli rolls, like a hoagie rolls. We're gonna get a toast on these on the griddle here on the LSG's plancha, which I think is a definite necessity, whether you're using something this or their El Patron or even the pellet grill. These are looking really, really good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop these fries. All right, fries are done. The sausage is done. Buns are ready. Let's make some Polish boy sandwiches. All right, one sausage down, number two down. Let's get a little bit of salt in these fries here. Let some of that nice mustardy slaw. It's homemade fries. Barbecue sauce of your choice. And I give you the Polish boy. Again, I love fries though on like, you know, especially burritos. A California burrito, fries are killer. It's unexpected to have them in like a sandwich. So let's give this a try. Looks good, and in my brain right now it's tasting really, really good. We'll see. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's windy out here. Forget about the wind for a sec. This is really, really good. The Polish sausage, you know, has a nice smoky flavor, and you know, it's very, very fatty, very savory. Then that slaw, I like the slaw. Again, I don't think it's a slaw that I'd necessarily have alone as a side dish, but on a sandwich like this, or again on a pulled pork sandwich, this is it. I mean, it's that very mustardy, you know, acidic flavor, and it's mixing with the acid from that apple cider vinegar, with that little nice kind of a crispy flavor. It's crisp flavor, you know what I mean. The texture of the slaw, but you know, that apple crisp, I guess is what I mean. The fries just, you know, make it home. I mean, it gives it that kind of comforting, kind of comfort food feel. I went with just a basic hickory barbecue sauce. I'm not sure what you're using in Cincinnati, but it seems like that's probably the most common sauce, but it's adding some sweetness, a little bit more smokiness. This is freaking good, guys and girls. I was having trouble, you know, I was finding the whole long kielbasa, kielbasa sausage. The only brand that I found that were this size were made by Farmer John, but they're good. I mean, they're natural casings. There's that nice snap. This is really effing good. I almost cussed. To me, it really feels like a hot dog. And I mean, so is a bratwurst, if you have a brat on a bun, like a beer brat on a bun with onions, is that a hot dog? I don't know. It is windy. That's the question I'm asking you. Eating this thing, it feels like a hot dog. But, I mean, you've got that salty, smoky, savory flavor coming from the sausage. And it just feels, like I'm eating a hot dog, but I'm curious, is it a hot dog? I don't know. What makes a hot dog? Sausage does. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. This wasn't a suggestion, this was just me, like I said, looking online, and I discovered this wonderful thing right here. It's definitely worth trying out, and again, I'm really happy I went with the mustardy slaw. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the sub button, ring the notification bell, and thumb up the video if you like it. And I hope you did. Anyway, keep the suggestions coming in. If there's any hot dogs you guys want to see that I may have missed in this little series of hot dogs that I did a while back, let me know, all right? See you on the next video. Cheers.